Question 1 part A then asks for one advantage and one disadvantage of quota sampling and stratified sampling. So if we look at quota sampling, the advantages are that it's quick and easy to do. The disadvantage is that it could introduce bias because it's not a random process. So if the first lot of students who came along were not representative of those of the course, that's when your bias would come in. If you look at stratified sampling, now this is going to give you a more representative idea of the population because it's a random process. The disadvantage though is that it could be time consuming, especially if you've got a large sample. So if you want to take a sample of 100 students, then you've got to select those students individually and go and find them to ask them to do the survey. So it takes a lot longer, costs you more money in the end. Part B then is looking for the number of students we should sample from each course. So on the leisure and sport course there are 420 students out of a possible 1,000. So this is the proportion of students who do leisure and sport, and we multiply this by 100 because we want 100 students in our sample. So in total we would sample 42 students from leisure and sport. From IT we do something similar. There are 337 students out of a possible 1,000, so that's the proportion, multiplied by 100, the sample size. This gives us 33.7 students. Well, we can't sample 33.7 students, so we're going to round this up to 34. And then health and social care and media studies are done in the same sort of way, obviously round the media studies down to 4 instead of 4.3. And then part C wants you to explain how you would choose the students for this sample. So you're going to put all the students in a list and assign them a number from 1 to 420. And then using random numbers, you're going to choose 42 of these numbers, and then find the students that correspond to these 42 random numbers, and then you're going to go find those and get them to complete the survey. And then you're going to repeat the process for the other courses. So you would assign the 337 IT students, put them in a list numbered from 1 to 337. You would select 34 random numbers and then go and choose the corresponding students, and then the same for the other two courses.